Hi guys. So there's something I've been thinking about this week. By the way, I don't know if you can see my eye bags, but I'm so burnt out. Like life has been a lot. But anyways, there's this weird thing I've noticed lately, and it's basically how we change our personalities for other people. Okay, story time. So I had this friend who was like really bold, expressive, super confident, and like she didn't care about what anyone thought about her. And then one day, this boy comes along, and like this, she changed. Like, just suddenly, she was a different person. Suddenly, she was quieter, less expressive, and she even changed the way she dressed just to match what she thought he wanted. And as I was watching her, I couldn't help but feel sad. It felt like she was losing parts of herself just to be liked by someone else. Now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, that's just what happens when you like someone. You make sacrifices, compromises, and so on. But there's a difference between adjusting and losing your God given identity. The problem here is when you change who you are for someone else, you're essentially saying that God didn't create you well enough. It's like telling him, you made a mistake with me, so now I need to fix it to be loved or accepted. But the Bible speaks directly to this. In Psalms chapter 139, verse 14, it says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God didn't create you to mold yourself into someone else's preferences. No, He made you unique for a purpose. And I don't know what that purpose is. It might be a talent or a skill. I don't know. But that purpose was made for you. And when you live for the approval of others, you risk stepping out of alignment with God's plan for your life. Let me tell you this. You don't need to change yourself to be loved. The right people, the people God puts in your life, will love you just the way you are, not for who you pretend to be. Remember, Jesus didn't go around trying to fit in or change himself to be accepted. He stood firm in his identity. And those people despised him to the point where they even nailed him on a cross. But that's what we're called to do as well. We're called to stand firm in our identity. But I think nowadays it is so normalized to change our personalities for other people. It's a modern term called code switching. And what code switching is basically when you talk to one person, you kind of adopt their personality, their likes, their dislikes, and you apply it to yourself. People kind of use it to change themselves in order to be immediately liked by that person. And people have completely disregarded the possibility of actually maybe you don't get along with this person, and that's okay. It's okay to not get along with people. That's life. You're not gonna die. Everyone's gonna, like, the world will keep spinning. The world will keep spinning if you don't get along with that person. It is okay. And it sprouts from that fear of rejection. In order to stop code switching, you need to get rid of that fear of rejection. In life, you will be rejected by tons of different people, no matter what it's for. And sometimes you need to accept the fact that not everyone is going to like you. The way you dress, the way you speak, the way you talk, not everyone is going to like you for it. And that is okay. I feel like changing our personalities constantly for other people is a very dangerous practice as well, because some of these people that we speak to have really bad habits. If we are too adapted and too used to that feeling of code switching and adopting behaviors, we might just go around and we're picking up bad behaviors just by accident. And it's really dangerous. So you need to ask yourself, are you living as the person God made you to be? Are you living as the person God made you to be, or are you bending yourself to fit into someone else's mold? Code switching is exhausting. Not only are you adopting bad habits, you're simultaneously draining your own energy out. You can't fulfill your God-given purpose while pretending to be someone else. You just can't. In Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, it says, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. You might talk to that boy and think, oh, if I change my hair, if I change my makeup, if I change my clothes, he'll like me. If I change the way I talk, he'll like me. If I change the way I think and my mindset, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for him? Because if I, in order to make you happy, need to modify my true self and my true personality, I'm not doing it. I don't want it. When you're constantly living for other people, you'll be trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction, of dishonesty, of self-hatred. But the truth is, the only approval that matters is God's, because He loves you just the way you are. Giving my life to Christ was hands down one of the best decisions I've ever made. I didn't have a proper identity and I was just confused and anxious all the time. I would bend backwards and forwards just to please someone, just so that someone could find me satisfactory at best. I needed an identity that I could stay with and be confident with. There was nothing in this world that could give me what I needed apart from Jesus. And when I encountered Him for the first time, I felt so fulfilled. I felt so accomplished. I felt so satisfied with myself. People can judge me. People can say things and make fun of me and laugh. I don't care. I will let them laugh. The validation I was seeking and the opinions that I desperately wanted to fulfill are just gone. There's another verse in the Bible. It's Proverbs chapter 29, verse 25, which says, "Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe." I resonate with that so deeply. Whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. When I was so caught up in the opinions of man and when I was fearing their rejection, putting my trust in the Lord and giving my life to Christ has put me in a much better position where I literally am not scared of anything. And it made me realize that relationships built on a false personality won't last because they aren't rooted in truth. God knew you since before you were even created inside the womb of your mother. He knows what you're like. He is like the only person you can be real with, and He will still love you for who you are. If you clicked on this video and you're still watching it right now, it means that some part of you knows that you were going through something like this. And if you find yourself constantly changing yourself to fit other people's expectations, end it. Let this be the day that you finally embrace the person God has created you to be. God didn't look at the world and say, "Oh, I need another one of her, but better." No, He made you because you bring something to the table that nobody else can. You're shapeshifting to impress people who probably don't even care about you that much. Pause this video right now and think, have I been acting like someone I'm not just to be loved? If yes, then we're breaking that today. It's time to love yourself the way God does, fully and completely. You're not here to blend in, sweetie. You're here to stand out. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section and I'll try my best to answer. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. I love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.